Welcome to Friday Night Varsity Flashback for Week 11. Plenty of great conference games on slate for tonight. Only 2 weeks left in the regular season. We will have highlights from Rose at New Hanover, this game where we are right now, East Duplin at Richlands, as well as Ashley-Hoggard. For those highlights, let's go to Dan in the studio.
Thanks, Rachel. Let's get it started in Richlands, where it was senior night for the Wildcats, who had upset on their minds against undefeated East Duplin. This game really was a tale of two halves. On the opening kickoff, Richlands return man Brady Harrington sets up the offense with great field position after hitting the seam. Then East Duplin began making some uncharacteristic mistakes. On this 4th and short, the Panthers bring pressure, but come a little early and keep the Richlands drive going the easy way. 3 plays later, quarterback Dwayne Norman throws a picture-perfect ball from 35 yards out on the fade route to Harrington, who finished the drive he started. But East Duplin would respond. His first big offensive play was courtesy of Justin Pickett, who picked up plenty of extra yards after this catch on the screen play on 3rd and long. That led to a 7-yard touchdown run right here by Delonte Miller, who had an absolute monster game. He would find the end zone again, but first Richlands tried its best to hang close with the Panthers. After pounding the middle and throwing on their opening drive, a play-action bootleg by Norman is good for a chunk of yards around the left side. Then, finishing off the drive, the Wildcats run up here with seems to be the same play, but only to the right, and Norman dives inside the pylon for a 15-yard score. But East Duplin was simply too much. The Panthers got their offense going in the second half, erased a 14-12 halftime deficit behind the legs of Miller and company. He finished with 178 yards and 5 touchdowns, including this one here from 7 yards out. The Panthers ran for 371 yards, and East Duplin stayed unbeaten with a 42-14 victory. Next, we go over to New Hanover, where kicking happened to be the difference in big plays for at a premium. New Hanover got the early lead on a Tevin Mishu 4-yard run, then took a 14-10 lead on a 42-yard pass play from Jordan Betts to Jamil James. The Wildcats were able to contain the Rose option game and held them to 3 field goals after their first quarter touchdown. The last one from Rose kicker Warren Harvey was good from 43 yards, but not to be outdone, New Hanover's Nick Esquire split the uprights from 44 yards with 1:28 to go in the game. That gave the Wildcats a 17-16 win and set up a showdown for the Mid-Eastern Conference title next week. They'll play Hoggard, where we go next. The Vikings were looking to also stay perfect against Ashley in their all-time series. Early in the first quarter, Hoggard got the ball deep and, despite nearly fumbling the exchange, Javon Jenright improvised, kept it, and hit the corner for a 4-yard touchdown run and a 7-0 lead. One of the few Viking mistakes came in the second quarter on an exchange between Jenright and Nathan Poulos, but the defense stood strong and refused any points. Later in the second, Hoggard got another score from Jenright as he broke the plane. They scored again in the second quarter, once in the third, and the defense pitched the shutout in a 28-0 conference win. Now let's check out all the scores from around the area. Again, Hoggard beat Ashley 28-0. At New Bern, the Bears get their first Mid-Eastern Conference win 33-7 over Laney, and New Hanover beat Rose 17-16. At East Bladen, the Eagles stay undefeated on the season with an 18-0 win over South Brunswick. Whiteville rallied to beat South Columbus 28-20. West Brunswick shut out West Bladen to clinch the top 3A seed in the Waccamaw Conference. James Keenan was upset in overtime at home by Hobton 16-13. Pender rolled past Lakewood 34-6. Walsh Rose Hill did the same thing at Union 48-12. Midway surprised Trask 21-14. Fairmont surprised East Columbus 18-7. Jacksonville Northside had no problems with Topsail in a 41-14 victory. There's the East Duplin-Richlands score again, 42-14 for the Panthers. Ravenscroft 28, Harrell 7 in the Big East, and finally in the Coastal Plains, Southwest Onslow 63, Dixon nothing. And let's send it back to Rachel to close things out.
Thanks, Dan. Well, that's it for us this week. Be sure to check back on Wednesday as we look ahead at all of the final regular season's games on Friday Night Varsity Preview. But for this week, this is Rachel George for Friday Night Varsity Flashback on StarNewsOnline.com.